What if I told you a football legend like Pep Guardiola uses a simple mindset hack to make him and his players champions? So whether that's a Manchester derby, El Clasico, Champions League final, time and again, Pep doesn't rely on tactics because he's trained his brain to act fast under pressure. In this video, I'm going to explain how Pep doesn't just train his players to play football. He trains how they think, how they react, and how they perform under any kind of pressure. This is why football fans, no matter who they support, cannot deny his genius. If you've ever heard Pep's halftime speech during the last match of the 2022 season against Aston Villa when they were 1-0 down and a win would give them the Premier League, you'll see a perfect example of how his philosophy goes far beyond formations on the pitch. You can see how he's conditioned the players to think differently, to anticipate and stay composed under a lot of pressure. But because he can adapt and not react emotionally, he has the clear headspace to be able to see patterns in play before anyone else. And that's what he teaches his players to do too. Another great example of how he gets the best out of his players is his next play mentality and resilience. So yes, you'll see him during the match on the sidelines looking really animated and frustrated when they've missed a chance. But if you look closely, you'll also see him really quickly, almost immediately, resetting his focus. And this is one of the biggest differences between average players and Guardiola's most successful teams, is that ability to reset. So miss a chance, move on. Concede a goal, on to the next play. So even quite recently in the Champions League final in 2023, Pep was under a lot of pressure before that match because he was being questioned in the media about whether or not he could pull that off without the talents of Messi, for example. And he'd won the Champions League twice before. And that was a really hard match for City. They did eventually win it and seal a historic treble. But without that mentality, you would have seen a lot of players crumble. So this is my favorite thing about Pep as a coach and a leader. He recognizes that to make his players elite athletes, it's more than just physicality and talent. He rewires their brains through repetition to activate their RAS. This trains them to spot patterns and respond instantly. Basically, he's using neuroscience to teach their brains that this information, this pattern, this play formation is important. Don't forget it, so that when they are in the middle of a game and they recognize a pattern, they instantly respond. There is no hesitation, there is no doubt, because they've already prepared and practiced for what they need to do next. So yes, this is all well and good on the football pitch, but Guardiola's mindset can actually be applied to your life. This is not just for football. This is for leadership, for business, for personal growth. So let me share a few lessons about how you can do this in your own day-to-day life. So lesson 1 is train your mind like a muscle. If you're still replaying setbacks, why don't you try adopting Pep's next play mentality? That means being forward focused and thinking, what's my next move? Instead of dwelling on what's gone wrong and replaying that. Number 2 is to control your emotions under pressure. So next time you feel overwhelmed, take 3 deep breaths, pause before you respond, and think of the bigger picture. So this way you can learn to thrive under pressure, not actually avoid it. And number 3 is pattern recognition. So that's spotting opportunities faster. Where in your life or career can you start thinking ahead instead of just reacting? Reflect on your current challenges. Are there patterns there that keep repeating? So I hope you've learned that mindset is everything. Guardiola's genius is in how he sees the game, but what about you? What's one mindset shift that you're going to apply from this video? For more mindset and confidence strategies, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.